this Monday, 4/29/2019. It's 8:12 p.m. But it was something about this day. Something about this day. This really seemed like the first day or whatever. For real. A lot of stuff went down. So this is definitely gonna be about soulmate stuff. A lot of shit been going on. Definitely saw my soulmate today. We'll talk about that. But I don't know. I'd rather get into the mood of the day, the mood of life. But I will be talking about the soulmate. And also something that was sent to me. Possibly from my twin flame or my twin soul. I'll be putting that in this video too. And talking about that. So bear with me. I'm going in. Because like I told you, my mentality is it's all one. And people make a mistake when they think one thing don't have nothing to do with the other. I say they all work together. All right. So I've been working really hard. Because first off, it's a lot of shit that needs to be done in this house, inside and outside. And that's going to take a long time just doing that. But anybody that lives a real life, you know that you still got daily shit and all your responsibilities. If you got a job, you got to do that. So I just been killing myself working. And like I said, for the most part, it's all just me. So I was trying to especially get things done today because we had a person coming back, so I was trying my best to get that done. And so that was going well, I'll say. And then a person had left early this morning from down south to come up. So they was here, you know, regularly early. They was in Newark. There's at Newark, New Jersey. Really, what you call early afternoon. But you know, things worked out for the best. Cause if they had waited just 1 hour in Newark, they would have got here, you know, shortly after that. But that's how that person is. They didn't want to wait. So they was just assuming they would get to another part of Jersey. And usually you get there. See, the other one would have brought them right here, like right, you know, literally, you know, only a couple, you know, up the street. That's what I call it. I'm in a car, but it's like for me, it's up the street. The other one drops them off in a location and brings them down in another train. But they didn't know what time, so by not waiting that hour and coming straight here, they went to other location. That other location would have a train for a while, so it cost them about an hour and 30 minutes more. So when I seen them, I told them that, and they was like, "Well, I just want to keep moving." They was like, I don't want to sit around. I just want to keep moving." And then she claimed, "Well, at least I was sitting inside a different location, but it was like more like a mental thing, you know, just closer to home or whatever." And but it gave me more time to do what I was doing. I was trying to get all this stuff done for whatever reason, because I know I work Tuesday, then Wednesday is gonna be I got outside work to do. So I noticed one thing pretty much today was there wasn't like a like you I'm just saying I just noticed it today, but there wasn't like an intentional fuck your time up. Like no matter what you do with somebody right there, because it was a bright ass day, it was a warm ass day, so I was expecting a lot more traffic or whatever, you know. But it wasn't normally like what it is, somebody in your way, right? I mean, it still happened, but it wasn't like really messing your time up. You was able to still maintain good time or whatever. So I knew that was a little strange, but I was happy to see it because normally it's always some BS. No matter, I mean, even if it ain't a nice sunny day, it's always some BS. So I noticed that, and so now we had a situation that came about. I did anyway, but I looked into it, and it presently, because I did research online, and this presently doesn't seem to be a real situation. And what I heard was that type of situation is normal from what I have. It comes off as if it's some type of error or whatever, but from what I heard, that's typical. So I'm keeping an eye on everything. So anyway, I don't know if it was this or not, but when I pulled up to the train station, I don't know if I pulled up to the curb too close or whatever, the front of my car. So I heard a noise. I was like, "What the heck was that?" So now, I was pulling up and I kept pulling up to hear what it was. So yeah, that's a noise or something. So I finally got out and then something was hanging underneath my car. I like, man, what is that and shit? Because it was one thing. I damn sure ain't got no money to fix it. And this person was just coming back, so I didn't want to hit them with nothing, But it was what it was. So got the personal car and I was riding, but then it started making more noise, like dragging under the car or whatever. But I was trying to go slow, but like I said, it's literally in the car. It's literally right up the street. So I'm just trying to get home or whatever. And I'm looking at it, just thinking about it. What am I gonna do? Because like I said, if you hear me, I hate this because I'm always killing myself to get ahead of, and it's always some bullshit. Always some bullshit. But I kind of understand this planet. Like Daylight, the rapper Daylight said some deep shit. But I gotta understand this planet. And so I made it home, got on the phone and tried to call this mechanic I known him for years. So he was like, "Listen, we understaff. We got a lot of cars." He said, "Don't bring it." He said, because there's nowhere to park it in a lot. He was like, "Just keep it to tomorrow night or whatever." And so I really didn't want to fuck around, because that would have caused me to cancel out tomorrow, and I'm definitely trying to get to the spot tomorrow, for a lot of reasons. So I don't want to do that. And plus, like I said, I ain't want to ask somebody else for some stuff. So basically, like I said, what I got is an older used car. So I don't even know how much longer I'm gonna have it. So I don't want to just keep on, putting money into that joint. And so it was just something, stuff under the car, but it wasn't nothing what you call paramount to that vehicle operation. And at that age, it just wasn't, to me, it just wasn't worth it at that time. So I just tried to I removed it, and then now I want to take the car for a test drive to see if I heard anything else. Then when I was test driving, I heard some more, so I brought it back, and then there was some more. So I did the same thing. I pulled that up out of there too. It's basically just like coverings and stuff, like plastic shit. So then I was driving around again, but I was thinking, since I was driving around anyway, I had some things I could do, and I was thinking, let me go ahead and get it done today, so that I don't have to be coming back out here doing this week. So the first location I went to had like 3 cars waiting. So I said, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the gas station. But the gas station was crowded kind of like too, but I just did my car differently. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Because if you pull up one way and they all crowded, you could always turn your car a different way on the other pump or whatever and still get in line or whatever. So I did that. And fortunately it worked. Because I just didn't feel like I had already been working. I was tired. I didn't want to be out there all day. But I really wanted to get that shit during the night. So I won't have to worry about it. So then I went back to the location I went to earlier. They had 3 cars in the parking lot. 3 cars in line. So this time, I don't know, I guess you could, whatever you want to say, God or your higher self or whoever, guardian angel, whoever. But then something said do the lobby. Because you can go in the lobby too. You don't have to wait out. You don't have to wait in no line outside. It's like going in the lobby. And I was like, yeah. So I looked to see who was over in the lobby. And there was one car parked in front of it. And like another truck. So I said, well, that ain't as bad as 3 cars. So I said, I'm gonna try to go in the lobby. So I was pulling up and one lady was coming out. And that other car was just sitting there, but somebody was in it. So I said, well, let me just go see. So I went in the lobby and thank goodness wasn't nobody in there. Used my card, got in. And then I did what I had to do. So that was 2 things out of 3. They got done. So I was happy about that. And then the final one was something that I have to take. Like I legally have to take it to the post office. Even if I just take it to the, whatever box is out there and drop it in a box. But nobody else is supposed to hold it or nothing like that. So in order to do that, I had to go across the highway. Because first, I could have went to the other location, but it would have took longer to get there. And I was really just trying to get home because, like I said, I've been up working all day. And I'm just trying to come home, do whatever I need to do. And then get up tomorrow to be at work. And, so I got through, because it's almost like rush hour, people getting on work. It's right around 5 o'clock and stuff, so I'm trying to get over there. So like there's a post office right where I was at, and they're good too. See, my post office where I live, our township, one time I mailed somebody in California something, and I mailed it either on Friday night or whatever. It might have been Friday night or it might have been Saturday. I forget, it might have been Saturday from my home mailbox, to be honest with you. That's what I think it was. I think it was, I mailed it Saturday from my home mailbox. And that person had it on Monday in California. Because they called me. And I didn't even know who they was. I was like, man. And they're like, you sent me something. I said, huh? I sent you what? And he said, yeah, you sent me this. And he started telling me what it was. I said, yo, I just mailed that like the other day. You got it in California already? He was like, yeah. I like, damn, my post office is real good. So the other one's kind of like that too. So I went there. So I was able to do that. Kind of, get it done. So I was just maneuvering, like, because I still got a small car. So you can, like, maneuver and shit. But it saves me a lot of time and stuff. Because, like, the same person I'm talking about, I know one time I had to take them all the way to North Jersey because they used to go way up there to save time, going down south. They stopped doing it after a while because that was a pain in the neck for everybody, for people to take them way up there. And plus it'd be a blizzard and stuff. Cause like I said, with this person, it's always something, when they come around, something breaking and stuff like that. That's why with this, I was just trying to stay on schedule. Cause it would have been more, whatever, more, whatever. So I was like, man, forget this shit. I'm just gonna have to pull it. So I'll wear it. If I want to have somebody put it back on or whatever, I do it later. But I doubt it. But that was like really the only thing at that time. And I was like, nah, this is not really something that I want me to be, taking more time out of the schedule. And so one time I took them up, and it's always like it was already like horrible weather and all that. So I'm up in North Jersey, just dropped this person off, I think in Edison, and I'm coming back through up in North Jersey. And then the park, it's bad weather, but the parkway is crowded, and I'm pissed off because I'm like, man, I'm just like that. Like, what the fuck am I doing way up here? I wouldn't be up here, nothing like that for this individual, and this is some bullshit. So I'm mad. But I used to be on that parkway every day because I went to school in Woodbridge. So I said, I know what I'm gonna do. So I knew which booth to go to, and when I went to the booth because that's a booth we used to always use because it's just faster to get through. So I hit that booth, and as soon as I came out, I just hit my This was a long time ago, but I just hit my whatever exhaust, not exhaust, whatever you call it. Maybe it is exhaust. I don't know. My pedal anyway. And then my goal was to just get past all them cars and shit. So I just floored it. Like I floored it and shit, and got it because I got a little car. I mean, back then it was a little car. I always had a little car. That was a little car too. And I just floored it and got past all them cars and shit. Just kept on going. Cause like I said, a lot of times, like you'll go somewhere, whether it be a bank or somewhere, and there'll be people in there, but they be bullshitting. And so when I come in, I go right to the cashier desk or right to the desk or whatever, because I come in for business. I don't got time to be just sitting around talking and shit. So the people get mad. They be like, "Oh, out here, who's he? Who does he think he is?" But that's just crazy. Like you walk in a place, that's what you supposed to go to the. If you come in a place of business, you're supposed to go to the front desk. You know what I'm saying? But they mad because they bullshitting and talking, don't care, and then they get mad when you come in and go. So now, finally, I'm finally trying to make it home, and so I took the back way and came up, and so now I'm at the street, my street, because I had to take that way because I couldn't ride across the highways. It wasn't a lot of cars out there, but it was, both sides got to be clear of the highway. For me to go straight across, both sides got to be clear. The other side wasn't clear, but the side I was turning on was clear. But that led me to go down to the other street. Now, those people wasn't really going nowhere, but you know how some people still ain't gonna let you in. Cause I was trying to make a left and go across and then go up the street. And so so I just sit there and just be looking at the cars like, yo, why don't y'all let me in and shit? Let me go. So finally this van let me go. So as soon as I did that, I hit my horn like toot toot, and I was driving, and as soon as I looked up, my soulmate was right there, and she was talking to some dude, like he was down on the porch, she was on the top, and my soulmate was right there. So by me, you know what I'm saying? But that's how God worked. That's how the universe worked. Because otherwise, she may not have known it was me. It would have just been me in a car turning on her street or whatever. But she wouldn't have known it was me. She might not even looked up like that. Who knows? But when I hit the horn, because I ain't see her. I ain't see it till after I hit the horn. But I knew that was God. Because as soon as I was like toot toot, and I turned on the street to go up, and she is right there and shit. I was like, oh shit. Because I ain't seen her. I ain't seen her in a minute. But like I said, this shit don't go away though. So it is what it is. But that was kind of funny. So now I got a message. Then I'm not gonna talk about it probably to the end of this video though, because I got a message that's pretty, but the message was sweet, and I'm gonna explain it because it came with some colors and shit. So I researched the colors and shit. It was pretty sweet. It was unbelievably sweet. That's why when I do talk about it, it was kind of eerie, to be honest with you, what I seen and shit. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. The message was basically about communication or whatever, and then to see the other one, to see the soulmate, that shit was funny. All right. So what I'm gonna do right now? Oh yeah. So now I met this person today. So I want to look at her name real quick. See what her name means. Her name means God is an oath, God of oathing, God of seven. So it's only one female in the Bible with her name. She's a Levite. That's funny. Because I met somebody named Rachel Leah a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but yeah, a while ago. And that's a Bible name too. And this is John the Baptist's mother. They're trying to say that Jesus Christ was just a Levite through Mary. But they're trying to say he wasn't from Judah, because they're saying his father-in-law, John, or his stepfather, rather, was through Judah. But they're saying Jesus wasn't through Judah because he had a bloodline. And they're saying that because Mary was akin to Elizabeth, that means Mary was a Levite. Now I don't know, like in the Bible, they do the lineage, and either way, Messiah was still from the tribe of Judah through Mary as well, best I can tell, because both Joseph and Mary trace back to King David. That's what I was told. That would be something you would have to really look into. But this is the first time I'm hearing somebody say that Jesus Christ was just a Levite priest or the high priest, but he wasn't the king. He wasn't through the bloodline of David. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. But that's kind of like my first time hearing that. So Elizabeth is the Greek transliteration of the Hebrew name Elisheba, and they say that was a wife of Aaron. So they say that the name of Sheba means 7 or oath. Now, it's a whole lot of stuff that I'm not going to read. So they said again, the name Elizabeth or Elisheba means God of 7 or God of oath. Then they go right from that name to Gethsemane, and that's the name God gave me. My name is a variation of Gethsemane. Gethsemane means the wine press. It's also where Jesus. That's the first place in the Bible where Jesus fell fell on his face, started saying, Abba, Father, because it was in Garden of Gethsemane that, see, Gethsemane, I keep trying to tell you, that's a gateway, that's like hell. And that's where Jesus started to break down, because he began to take all the sins of the world on, and he was calling for his Father, and if you notice, his Father wouldn't answer him, because he was becoming sin. And so what the Father did do, he sent Messiah, the angel. And that angel that came to strengthen Jesus was the angel of the Hebrews. That's the same angel that came down and pushed the rock back the day Jesus resurrected. That has always been the angel of the Lord or the angel of the Hebrews. So Gethsemane, that's when he fell down. What it means, the wine press. It means God crushes you so much. And then what did they tell you? That Jesus began to cry, or Jesus began to sweat, and his sweat became like blood. That's a wine press, like crushing a berry. So that's how much intensity Jesus felt. And when he began to feel it, that's when he began to say, oh Father, let this cup pass. Let this cup pass. You can do all things. Don't let me go through this. Let this cup pass. So he was able to feel the intense anger of God's heat in Gethsemane. And he did that for you and me. Thank you, Yahshua HaMashiach. So they said that Gethsemane has two meanings, but they didn't say what the meanings were. Oh, you can click the link. So that's what I did. So then now they call it a wine press. We call it the oil press, but I'll go with oil. I'll go with oil press. And they said right there's my name right there, Get. Ha ha. You see how God works? Now keep in mind, I'm looking up the name Elizabeth, and they take me to Get. And you gotta understand that my family come, like my father's father family, that's where they lived. They lived on Elizabeth Avenue. And then I was working in Freehold, New Jersey back in the late 1980s, and I worked on Elizabeth Avenue. So if you think all this shit is a coincidence, you out your freaking mind. And now I meet somebody today, and she has a variation of the name Elizabeth. So the word Gethsemane means oil press. The etymology is from the noun get, which means press, and the word shaman. Shaman. I never knew this shit. Haha. I always told y'all I was a shaman or a shaman. This shit is fucking awesome, baby. I told you this was the beginning. I could sense it. Just like my last Bible study I did on this channel. And before I started it, I said this Bible study is going to have something to do with that battle that just took place. And it did. If you read it, Job chapter 20, I proved it. Went right to the word goods. Woohoo! Yeah, boy. Y'all can sleep on a kid if you want to, but that hellfire gonna burn that ass. From the noun gat means press, and the word shaman either ate or to grow excessively fat. I don't want to go excessively fat. Related names: Gath, Gath Heifer, Gath Rimman, Geether, Gideam, Giddy, Moishif Gad. So the name of Bathsheba, they say, is only mentioned twice in the Bible. And in one context. Now they're saying that this was a field, that Gethsemane was a field. But people usually said it was a garden. So now they're saying it is, So now they're talking about the book of John. It's called the Garden. They said another book called The Field. All right, yeah. So yeah, today is like a first day because Saturn just went retrograde, and I think it went in my sign in Capricorn because my moon sign is Capricorn. And it's funny, I just seen the soulmate. Because all soulmate, anything, that's all past life shit. And I got that communication message from the twin flame that I will be talking about in this video at the end. And last time I saw Jupiter, which happened to be pretty much in Scorpio early this morning. So even when you think stuff ain't moving, it's still moving. All right, so let's get back to this. So gifts, and now they're telling me about GAT for some reason. Now, when you read John chapter 18, when they came with Judas came with all these people, and they all had those flames, staves. See, I'm telling you about hell again. See, anybody listening, but like I say, like, some people listen, some people don't, whatever. But all this shit happening for a reason. It's kind of ironically, I'm looking this name up, and it takes me right to the name God gave me. That's scary. And the name God gave me means hell. Not that I'm going to hell, but I do what I do. Spokesperson. And if you really know your Bible, you'll understand King David is associated with the word Gat. And David gat no heat. Jesus is associated with Gethsemane. Because that's that hell. Same day. And like I said, Saturn went retrograde. Remember, see, the goat, I told you, Cassidy said, I'm the goat, and all that. And then he got booed. So y'all really should check out my John chapter 20 study on the spiritual channel. Because all this shit is one, I'm telling you. And that's why when Cassidy said he a goat, he got booed. And the goods won. But goods is in the Bible, you nigga. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And this is a very intense year, 2019. And that 400-year, if you read the 400-year prophecy of God's people in Genesis 15, it was also at a furnace, at that burning. But I keep trying to tell you, whenever your Bible's talking about fire and furnaces and all that, it's talking about hell. And that's why anybody sleeping on hell is stupid. Anybody think hell ain't real is stupid. And anybody just think you ain't going because you a good person, some shit. You better make sure your life is in harmony with the words say. And they say in John's gospel, Jesus' arrest follows immediately with his entry into the garden. So that's deep. But he's letting you know that the garden of John chapter 18 is garden of Gethsemane. He's telling you it's hell. Now he said I want to know why the gospel writer stressed the fact that Jesus was arrested in a garden. It may not be immediately clear. But see, you become bound. It's eternal. And they bound him there too. And they bound him. And you have to read the words. That might be something I study soon on this channel, John 18. I studied it a long time ago though. And then they say because it's both gardens, it reflects back to the Eden. And this is what I just said in my Job chapter 20 study. This is what I said. I said you got the Garden of Gethsemane, You got the Garden of Eden, but you also got the garden. They thought Jesus was a gardener when he rose. Mary Magdalene thought he was a gardener. And I said it's all the same thing. And now he said in the death of Christ at Golgotha, but he didn't even put the two together. You got Gethsemane, but then you got Golgotha. That's all GAT domain, Geth, gives all the same. It's an etymology to play on words. All that shit represents hell. As a parallel to the mortality of all creatures. Then he begins to talk about mortality. But before you can talk about mortality, you have to make sure you know what people you're talking about. And that's where everybody's got is confused. Because they're not really talking about, they're not interpreting the Bible the way it was written. They're interpreting the title based on what the Europeans who took everything over. So that's a fake gospel, fake history, fake everything. But that's not the correct gospel. So then it's about in 2012, somebody went into the Garden of Gethsemane to say how old the trees are. But I said you just have to be careful because you got to make sure that really is the holy city, or is that a city that because they told you it's a fake people claiming to be God's people. That's not. So how do you know if they're fake people claiming to be God's people? How do you know the land is the correct location? Like I always said, the Egyptians, Egypt was the holy land because Egypt has the pyramids to show you that some type of god-like being was on planet Earth. But who knows? So he went from talking about the Garden of Gethsemane allegedly and so-called the Holy Land allegedly so-called, and he comes here. He comes to America and he starts to talk about California. See, that's what Queen or Empress Khalifa was. I was just talking about her in Job chapter 20. So that's kind of funny how he would jump all the way from, because there's people that are saying this is the Holy Land. So like there's people saying that this land we're in is connected to like Egypt. So, and there's pyramids in this country too. They just don't talk about them. And he talks about California. He talks about Utah because people say that's why the Mormons were so determined to take over Utah because they knew what it was. And like when the Mormons, y'all don't know the history of the Mormons. The Mormons came over, they was killing all them people. All the natives that was really in that land, the Mormons was killing them, treating them like garbage, like purity trash and shit. Y'all can look it up. So it's kind of funny this man jumped from the so-called Holy Land over here. That was crazy. But all these truths are gonna come out anyway. I mean, their time is up. His lies can't stand no more. Even Anania told you at the end of his era, like his lies won't work anymore, and they said people are gonna be able to see how ugly he really is. Said Nania said all that, but she thought it was talking about aliens and all that crazy shit. No, it's talking about these people. And they are aliens because they took over land that doesn't belong to them. It's just interesting how you went all the way from the Garden of Gethsemane all the way over here. Alright, I just got to turn some on because this person, like I said, as I was saying earlier, this person, when they show up, here come the drama. So I just heard them yell up something, so I'm assuming they came with the same BS they always come with. So I'm checking my phone real quick to see if they left a message. And it was funny because when they turned that TV on, I heard it, and it was 9/11. And you have to understand their birth date is 9/10. And when they turned it on, it was 9/11, and then that's when they yelled up here. So, more confirmation. Yep. Alright, I just gotta erase this junk. This motherfucker, they just try to drive you crazy. So give me a moment, I gotta try to erase this real quick. Yeah, but something's up even with the 9/11 and all that. That's the second time I've seen that number. Alright, just give me a moment because I don't know why this thing ain't erasing. Anything that just drives somebody crazy. That's what I mean. You just be working all day long. As soon as that motherfucker come, no matter what you do, they're gonna find a reason to nag the fuck out of you. Alright, alright, I'm gonna hit this pause real quick. I'll be right back. If y'all want to have some laughs, it's a cartoon of he's a gangster though, but his name is Peanut Live representing Philly. And since Cassidy just got his ass kicked, uh, you might want to check out Philly. This dude from Philly and shit. He call it but it's a puppet, but he a gangster. That shit be funny. And he got a grandfather saying his grandfather be nagging the fuck out of him and shit. That shit just be funny and shit. Like this dude cannot just function without driving Peanut Live crazy and shit. I used to love that shit. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I used to love watching Peanut Live. That shit is funny. I might throw a picture of that dude up in this video at the end. That's how he talk. He talk like that. One time, there was a boxing champion in Philly, and Peanut Live stole his belt and shit. The real dude. This was the real championship boxer in Philly, and Peanut Live stole his world championship belt and shit. That shit was funny. Etymology of the name Gethsemane. Alright, so we did that. So Gat means press, but also just so you know, Gat means heat. Also, if you're talking about etymology, it also means gateway. Now, let me just show you hell in the Bible with Mother Mary. Acts chapter 12, if you notice, Peter was in prison. He got released, but when he tried to come to Mother Mary's house, he was stopped at the gateway by Rhoda. Now, like I said, if somebody asks me about my twin's name, her name is Rosa. The name God gave me is Gat, and Gat comes from the word garden. Again, that's G-A-R. My name is Gary. So you see all this stuff coming straight at you. You know, because somebody had asked a question about my twin or something, which was really stupid. Because you can see it all the time, and I've talked about it all the time. But that's why, like I said, just be a lot of people, they're going to stay stuck on stupid no matter what you do. And you, like I said, you just got to let them be who they are, because they not going to ever wise up, not in this lifetime. And you will go crazy. Like I said, somebody could take it the easy way and get home and whatever. But they're gonna always choose the way that's gonna keep them out there forever, whatever. And that's just life. So it says there's a verb probably meant to beat or press, derived from the noun Gad, described as a wine press. But yeah, it's a wine press because again, it's God crushing you. You can see that again in Revelation chapter 14. That's the wine press too. When it talks about the blood came up to the horses' bridles, and the reason why I use the word bridle because these are the brides. See what Revelation chapter 14 is talking about is that last day I keep telling y'all about when the Messiah returns, and then the wicked. That's also the appointed time of the nations, appointed for judgment. It's the same. It's the last day of John chapter 6 when Messiah returns. And to think that he's not from Judah is crazy because they call him King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So if he's King of Kings, he got to come out of the bloodline of King David. So that's kind of stupid to say he doesn't come from the bloodline of King David. All right. But it has a lot of information on the name of Geth or Gethsemane. So anyway, when Peter gets out of jail at Acts chapter 12, like I said, he comes to Rhoda's house. He comes to Mary's house, Mother Mary's house, or heaven, but he can't get in. He's stopped at the gate by Rhoda. So that is hell. And also it's the rose portals. Now many times Peter was using the Bible to represent people that go to hell. But what he's showing you is these biblical Hebrews have been in hell under white supremacy forever for about 400 years, but they're about to come out. So all the stuff I'm saying is biblical. It can be checked. It can be verified. You can also see it in other places on YouTube. The only people that have a problem with it is people that, like I said, you have some people that are going to stay stuck on stupid no matter what you do. You have some people that just don't think their lives are coming to an end if they don't repent. They keep on thinking that what they see today is going to be here tomorrow. That's not necessarily true. When the last day is here, that's it. All this stuff goes up in fire. And that fire is hell. That is your lake of fire and brimstone that the Bible talks about. A good channel to watch on YouTube is Rap the News. But make sure you watch all his channels because he's got Rap the News and he's got Rap Space the Space News, like 3 words, and then he's got all 1 word. So make sure you got all of those channels because he's putting videos on different ones and stuff like that. He's got some other websites and stuff too, but I primarily just watch him on his variations of Rap the News. Oh yeah, and it could mean olive oil can also mean the letter 8. I mean, it could mean the number 8, which I never knew that. But why? Because I just got finished telling you about the underworld and the 8th house of the zodiac, which is ruled by planet Hades. And it's funny because Jupiter was just in Scorpio. I just saw it last night. So all this is on my video, Job, the study of Job chapter 20. So if you're listening to this video and then the study of Job chapter 20, it's all there. And why? Because if we are at the end of the captivity of God's people, it means that the people that put them in captivity are about to go down into hell. And it's about to be the last day. These are all Bible teachings. I'm sorry if it sounds new or foreign to you, but that's because you're being lied to. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. This is not a time to be playing games with God. It's a time to be waking up. You got channels like mine, primarily the spiritual channel, but I'm sure there's other people out here trying to wake people up too. It's not a joke. And Rap the News is showing you stuff going on right above you in space. He's got all this stuff on camera and stuff like that. So you can't say somebody's making it up and keep making excuses. God's about to burn this place out. And like I said, when I saw my soulmate, she is on the top of her steps. I told you, my soulmate, her family are the ancient Mayans. That's why you see it's her and it's another family, and they are builders. Like what they did, they came in this neighborhood and they took over 2 houses that were no longer really in really great condition, and they rebuilt them. And both of those houses are unbelievable. And she was standing on like the top step, and the other guy was standing below her. So it's almost like, it's almost like Peter knocking on the door and Rhoda not letting him in, and on and on and on. Or the Mother Mary looking down on people that are in hell. But her people are about to be let up, totally released. Totally. They're about to go back to the supremacy they had before they were thrown into hell on earth for 400 years. Now they're going for the verb. See, Gad is a noun. Gad is a noun, but the word shaman is a verb. Now, where am I at? I'm at a place called Abram-publications.com. We're looking up the word Gethsemane. So you can go right to the search engine right now and do exactly what I just said. Abram-publications, Gethsemane. And you'll see all this information I'm reading. And this is where God led me, because I didn't plan on coming out here with this today. But I always told you that twin flames goes right back to all of the stuff we're saying. Because every time God destroyed something, he sent 2 angels. Those are your 10 twin flames. The 2 witnesses. And they caused fire to come down from heaven. So that word shaman means to grow excessively fat or arrogant. External excess. Now, if you were listening to Cassidy, that's all he did. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I beat everybody. Line them all up. If they're in Mount Rushmore, I'm on top of that. I'm the god of this. I can't be beat. I've never been beat. I can't be beat. He was just mouthing off. That's that excess. That's that excessive pride. Then he's calling himself the goat, but we know the goat is Capricorn, and that's like Baphomet. You understand? And then when he finally gets there, the day of judgment, he's immediately destroyed. And then he's still yelling out, I'm the GOAT, when it's obviously he just lost. And the crowd started to boo him. But I try to show y'all from Job chapter 20 and the Bible that all that stuff is prophetic. The GOAT's time is up. The Capricorn is about to be overthrown and sent into hell. So the word can also mean saturated. Saturated means it's so fucking full, it can't add any more. And then another word called Shiva means 7. Now, if this was Hindu, it would be Shiva. But this is Shiva. But all this is coming from the word Gad or Gethsemane. And there is a connection between India and these Hebrews. Because Abraham, his name could mean Brahma or Ram. So olive oil being saturated or Fat. Again, remember, anything in fat in the Bible is talking about the mother's belly. We talked about this in John 20, the pregnant woman that you see in Revelation 12. But I told you they're going to have to be filled up with the Holy Spirit. I explain all of this in my Job chapter 20 study. All of it. Because that's what's about to happen. On the last day, there's going to be an outpouring. Just like y'all had Pentecost. But on the last day, there's going to be an outpouring of spirit back on these people that y'all are calling niggas and all that. But they're going to wake back up. Them dry bones are going to come back to life. That's why I say it's funny to me. And it's just people are so hard-headed. And everybody's got their own viewpoint on this. I just hope their viewpoint is in harmony with God's. So they call it the oil press, but they also call it the 8 presses or the press of the 8th. But again, that is your 8th house of the zodiac, which is basically hell. Scorpio, hell, the womb, the hollow, Hades. And Pluto just went retrograde too. Just to let you know. It went retrograde a few weeks before Saturn, though. And now you know why her name is Queen Elizabeth. Because that's what I'm trying to tell you. She's like the ruler of hell. Now, all this information, I just told you where I got it from. So if you want to read it, you can check it out. God is oath. God is 7. Now we're going to look at another name. The name of the female I met today, but it's still a version of Elizabeth. And they're saying her name is primarily from the Netherlands. Now, Netherlands is Nether, but Nether is still the underworld. Now, check this out. Her numerology of her name, qualities is creative, lightheaded. Her ruling planet is Jupiter. Now, how can I be making this up? Now, get this. Get this. Now, I got 2 things I'm about to show y'all. Her plant is a purple lilac. That plant just grew outside. It's the very first plant that grew outside our house. And keep in mind, it's on the same day that my mother came home. So I can't make this shit up. And that note that I got from my twin flame, that color is going to be on it. The color we're talking about now. So now let me do this. Let me do purple lilac. And let me, should I show you all this? Yeah. See this picture I'm about to show you? You're gonna hear me take a picture of it because it came up. I just wasn't gonna talk about it. But it looks like a lotus. This is from Hindu stuff. But inside a lotus looks like a sunflower or a sun. And we got those all in our yard too. Those daisies or whatever they are. But they're really the sun. See, that's why I try to tell you, when you wake up, you know where you're from. But unfortunately, like you know, people don't wake up, or they want to stay stupid. And that's the sad point. Because no matter what you show them, like I just kept trying to tell you, no matter what you show them, they're going to stay stuck on stupid. But they just better hope that they don't have to answer to God for that. All right, so it's a purple lilac. Take it in a moment. How many of y'all remember Louis Lilac or Louis Lilac from Batman? You old timers. I'm talking about the old Batman. Haha. With Robin, the Boy Wonder. Milton Berle. Louis. What was funny though, Milton Berle really was pushy. So that was a good character for him. Because he was real pushy. As Louis the Lilac. He is a little pushy something. Alright, so now I'm showing you these lilac purple. See, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now make sure you're looking at the colors because that's the color she sent me to. That came straight from my twin. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Purple lilacs. And then I'm going to show you a lotus, because the lotus takes you all the way back to India, to the gods and the goddesses. All right, so again, and the number 3, which is always popping up. That is definitely a message from planet Jupiter. let's continue. All right, now somebody has her name, and for some reason they got the symbol of planet Venus next to her name, Elise. So it starts with Eli, and again Eli. Even when Jesus was on the cross, he said Eli, Eli, and they said he's calling Elijah. But that's when he said, my Father, why hast thou forsaken me? See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. When Eli, the Bible tells you that when Elijah comes back, it's the restoration of the real people of the Bible, the real biblical Hebrews. But I'm trying to tell you that that's the forsaking of the enemy. But it says the same thing in Matthew chapter 25, verse 30 to 46. So I just don't know why people are so shocked to hear talk like that. But that's because they're not interpreting the Bible the correct way, and a lot of people are being deceived, and they don't realize that you won't have the last laugh. This is not a joke. You can't pick and choose what you want, what you believe, what you're going to do, who you support, who you don't. That shit is directed by God. And the moment you sidestep that, it's like you're just stepping closer and closer to hell. See, even the word Elise is a form of the word Eli's French or Hebrew. Oath. Now I'm getting this information from Think Baby. ThinkBabyNames.com. Now, why is that name oath so important? Because God made an oath to these. Well, he didn't make the oath to the Hebrews, but he made the oath to Abraham. That was a friend of God. So God's going to keep his oath, in other words. That's what he's telling you. That was interesting. All right, Paramount. The word paramount means of chief concern or importance. Getting what document? The enemy is trying to stop me from getting the documents. What documents? Give me a moment. We will be continuing. Army vet arrested. He planned to bomb a Nazi rally. All right. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is just looking through readings real quick to see if anything ties in with any of this information. All right. So first thing we'll look at is astrology answers 7-day weekend, 7-day week, but especially for today, which is Monday, April the 29th. And everything's moving slow. Here we go. Karmic Saturn goes retrograde until mid-September. Reflection, introspective feelings. Saturn urges us to turn inward and contemplate who we are on a deeper level. It's kind of funny. The same time Saturn goes retrograde, God is taking me back to the word He gave me in 1992, get, which is the gateway to hell. What to do? Embrace the meditative energy and dive within yourself to assess your current life path. Seek yourself if you are on the right track. Ask yourself if you're on the right track. Don't overindulge in passivity. Try to power through any drowsy inspirations. Now he used the word lethargy. So let's go for that. A lack of energy or vigor or sluggardness. So they're saying you might have drowsy feelings, but try to power through them. Alright, this is Terry Nasan for today. Alright, what the heck? Now why is it missing? These are the reasons why I get angry. Sorry. Alright, now. Four, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we just gotta go to it again, but I know I had it. Now what? Terry Nasan is saying the moon is in Pisces. But that's not my sun's sign, so what the fuck is she talking about? I hate when her shit be fucked up. She real stupid. No, I mean my son's sign ain't Pisces. What the fuck you talking about? Anyway, well, she said it is an important day, and I told y'all I said the day feels like the first day or something. I told y'all that. Saturn retrograde, the ruler of karma and the past, is aligned with the lunar south node as Saturn retrogrades. But your lunar south node is the past. Like I said, that's why I saw my soulmate, and she's at the top of the step, and that's why, truly, I didn't even. Like I said, I only beeped because the guy let me in on the street, and I definitely wouldn't have beeped if I knew she was standing there because I didn't want her to know I was going past. But she probably would have figured it out anyway. And it was funny because when I came by that street earlier today, she wasn't even out there. So, like I said, it would be no reason for me to think she's out there, nothing. But she is right there. The lunar south nodes can bestow riches or take them away. Now, keep in mind, I just saw Jupiter last night. Ruthless, wicked, and greedy behavior will not be tolerated by the lords of karma for very long. Now, that's kind of funny that I got a letter from, I got an email from the prophet telling me They're trying to stop you from getting that document. You know, check yourselves, Leo. You can try to get the sympathies of others or rally coworkers, but what might not be the way to go. That's a good piece of advice. She's saying if something's going on at your job and you ain't happy with it, don't try to get others involved. Don't try to get others to see your viewpoint. She said make sure you do the job, because if you're not doing your job or doing anything wrong, Saturn retrograde is going to make you pay for it. She's also warning that you might get accused of shit. It's funny because she said Leo. So she knows she's talking to a Leo, but why would she say the moon is in Pisces, your sun sign? That's crazy. Well, everybody can make a mistake. But she does know she's talking to a Leo. So she said just go to your job, do your job, and don't get caught up with any of the bullshit. But she's been saying that. So it's really good to try to read Pluto retrograde, Saturn retrograde, and to find out how it's going to affect your zodiac sign. Thank you, Terry Nasan. All right, so let's do the other astrology answer for daily. Something has been brewing for a while. It's about to break. So Pisces moon is in the 8th house of transformation, according to astrology answers. You should expect a deeper level of understanding about a key situation. So this is your 8th house of secrets and transformation. So over the next few days, you're going to get information or sharing that's going to have a transformative effect. And if you ask me, that's what all these different flowers are about. And Saturn has turned retrograde in the 6th house of work. That's ruled by Virgo. But also remember, I believe Capricorn is there. So it will be your job, your career. This is karma. On my chart, Virgo is in my 4th house, right where my soulmate is. See, I got a soulmate I work with, but she still comes in there and works, but she's not technically employed there anymore, but she still does come in there and work for whatever reason. And then I have a soulmate right on my steps that I just seen right on my street just now. This will have you feeling productive about work matters in the coming months. This could involve a work opportunity that transforms your life completely, or simply a deeper experience with someone that blows you away over the next few months. What are you hoping for, Leo? Sounds interesting. All right, now I want to look at my moon sign for the day. Ironically, they've been kind of accurate. I'm not saying they're accurate every day, because it's new. I just started doing my moon sign. But anyway, it says moon sign Capricorn, general horoscope, 4-star. This is a general day. This is a day when you can establish some useful new contacts who will support your progress. You may also participate in social gatherings. Capricorn career and business. 4-star flexible communication and work will enable you to achieve progressive results. You could also have to travel with regard to your job. Capricorn love and horoscope, 4 stars. Satisfaction will prevail in the family. You will be able to witness some auspicious events. Let's look that word up. Let's just look it up. I've seen I kind of know what it means because Doreen Virtue used to always use it, and I hear a lot of people like psychics and stuff use it. But let's just look it up. Favorable. And I just sent the song to that female that I met today. They said you were highly favored. Because to tell you all the truth, she was in a prayer website. She's at a prayer website. She's contemplating suicide. So I contacted her. And I keep seeing the word joy too. Somebody just contacted me named Joyce. But I've been seeing the word joy. Yo, a long time ago, I was at this convention in Philadelphia. It's funny how we keep talking about Philadelphia with Cat at Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia. Man, one of the most beautiful females I've ever seen in my life. And I was trying to talk to her and shit. This is a true story. But I was like a nerd. That's when I was going to this religion. So I had on my suit and tie and stuff. And I was trying to talk to her, but she was fine as I don't know what. But she was talking back and shit though. And then the only thing was we was trying to go through this door, right? It was like a double door or something. So I tried to push the door open for her or whatever. Like we was walking to the door and I tried to push it open for her and I couldn't do it and shit. And then she pushed it open and shit. I said, damn, I look like a sucker and shit. I never forgot that. I was like, man, I gotta go home and work on my arms and shit. I told you that was a straight up nerd and shit. Alright. Now. And that was let's hit it. That was probably before 84. Probably before 84. It might have been like 83. So let's check that out. 2019 minus 1983. $36. Just got finished watching the Wu-Tang on they came on different. I seen it online or I seen it on YouTube. But the Wu-Tang represent them 36 chambers, but really 36 is 666. Because some people about to come out of hell. That's what you're looking at in Revelation 13. When you read Revelation 2, the actual and truthful interpretation of Revelation 13 is those people coming out of hell. These people waking back up. The great number, that great multitude is these people coming out of hell. Their hell-like state on planet Earth. That entire Bible is about the people, God's people, the Hebrews. But they got you thinking it's all different and all that. It's a lie. You're being lied to if you believe that shit. And you got to be careful because what you believe will take you exactly where you're going to go. Remember that. Jesus Christ said your doctrine can land you in hell. Your belief system, if it's not based on God's word, can land you in hell. And hell is eternity. Once you go in, you don't come back out. Capricorn money and finance, they said 4, monetary progress is likely to be good for the day. You will be able to save some money too. Capricorn health, 4, health should be generally good for the day. This will be made possible by overall peace and stability reigning in life. All right. All right, Do we have Michelle for today? Michelle Knight for April 29th. I don't know if we do or don't. Nope. We missed it by one day. This is weekly, the 21st. I gotta get rid of that. I don't think that's Tuesday. This is dailyhoroscope.com for Leo, but again, that's also tarot.com. Both written by the same person, Rick Levine from tarot.com. All right. The solution you seek can almost certainly be found within you today. Train yourself to respond in a conscious way if environmental cues or everyday stressors play into an undesirable pattern. You're in charge of your own choices and you can make an attitude adjustment whenever it's needed. For example, if you are aiming for improvement in health, that's an exceptionally fertile place to begin. If you're not successful, first try and try again. Your persistence is a sign of faith. All right. So this is from today. This is also horoscope.com. Saturn retrogrades in Capricorn today. Remember, my moon sign is Capricorn. A retrograde period isn't always a good time to act, but it can be a great time for contemplating your next move. The energy from this retrograde cycle is perfect for revisiting what went wrong in a past relationship, setting some long-term goals, or simply restructuring certain processes and procedures. Because Saturn rules karma, it's a good time to address responsibilities that you've been ignoring lately. This is your do-over phase, and although you will be tested, you get an amazing chance to redo something that didn't work out quite so well in the past. Take advantage of the opportunities that come up during this cycle, because they might not come up again anytime soon. When it comes to future opportunities, there could be some amazing ones arriving for you in May. As the planets move and evolve, you get the chance as well. May's planetary journey is sure to be an exciting one, and you're lucky enough to be along for the ride. Let your personalized May horoscope give you the glimpse of what you have to look forward to and an exciting month ahead. All right. This is free-horoscope.com. They also call it Susan horoscope. You will be more exacting and more concise, but don't forget how to handle others. Sudden stress is likely, so calm down and follow your priorities. Getting on your high horse will lead you nowhere. Your thirst for security is holding you back personally. Just be yourself. That doesn't stop you from building something new. Mood of the day is 3, love is 2, money is 2, work is 2. All right. This is Kelly Fox for the day. This is for Monday, April 29th, 2019. Your 5-star rating for today is 3 stars. Today is not Tuesday, it's not the 30th. I don't know what Kelly Fox is. Is she in England? That was interesting. An influx of idealistic energy has your head in the clouds today. Whether your mind is in personal matters or professional ones, you're envisioning them in the rosiest of terms. She had to say rosiest because now listen, now she's saying rosiest terms, and she's making the as a flower. She's taking Rose's name, my twin's name, and putting it with flowers. Now I just told you I got contacted by Mom, and that's exactly how she came, in flowers. This can be positive if it brings your highest ideas and fondest hopes into focus. Envisioning your future helps you create it. After all, Troubles only come if someone's harsh comments burst your pretty bubble and punctures your vulnerability. Intensity of the day 69%. Mood sulky. Keywords nervous, edgy. Rating 3 star. I don't know. All right. Daily Love Horoscope from horoscope.com for today, Monday. Your love interest may seem to be especially stubborn about an issue that you really would like to have sorted out. Arguing over this will not be very productive. Conduct any communication civilly. Next, Daily Love Horoscope. That was Daily Love Horoscope. Okay, Daily Horoscope for the day, horoscope.com. So this one also said it was going to be some type of social event where I would be put in contact with a lot of friendly, intriguing people. One of these people could be a potential romantic partner. All right. Daily Tarot. 3-card Tarot. Mood of the day is the Devil card. Capricorn energy, where the two lovers are bound. In the lover position or emotional position, relationship position, is the Pope. Taurus energy. Now in the job or work or career section is the High Priestess. Very interesting. It says your love life will be choosing pleasure a la carte rather than the traditional menu. To give you greater happiness, the Pope will moderate the devil's influence, which is passionate and aggressive, and the Pope will maintain a certain equilibrium in your emotions. You will be able, therefore, to indulge with great pleasure and good humor in the pleasures that this day has in store for you. You are open and seductive, but without creating havoc all around you. On the work front, things may be getting a bit complicated under the twin influence of the devil and the High Priestess. Interesting how he used the word twin influence. You're surrounded by jealousy, scheming, and malicious gossip. The passion that exists between you and certain people around you is in danger of tipping over into outright conflict. Be vigilant. Alright, so the mood of the day is a Devil card, Capricorn energy, but it's usually about two people that are bound to third dimensional lower energy vibrations. So that could be you and your twin. So that's the mood of the day. Now, but in the emotional section, relationship section is the Pope. Now we gotta look that card over again. We gotta go to Biddy. Pope card, spiritual wisdom, religious beliefs, conformity, tradition, institutions. So you got the High Priestess in the work job section, but you have the High Priest or the Pope in the emotions relations section. I'm just trying to figure this out. Well, the last reading, a a the last reading was the Aries was in that position where the Pope is, and I was told, well, because you're hiding your emotions. This is why we can't. You and whoever can't progress. Spirit like romantically or in a relationship because you're too cold. You're Aries. Now they're showing you the Pope, which is basically saying the same thing. Like the Devil card can be about bondage. If you're bound, you ain't moving nowhere. So that's what they're kind of showing you again. You two ain't moving, but the reason why you ain't moving is because one person's trying to be so spiritual that he's not allowing the flower to bloom, so to say. So that's what it means. The Pope or the Hierophant suggests that you are following conventional traditions or whatever, tried and tested. You're not willing to go out on a limb or trust your heart or trust your emotions. You're just going, nah, that ain't gonna work. Let me just stick with what I know best. And then they say the Hierophant can also be group membership. So they keep talking about groups and communities and all that social stuff. All right. The high priest is implying that there's something going on at work. But see, you gotta remember, I got like two locations. So she is talking about war. Yeah. So she's telling work, but she's saying things can't grow at work because in other words, see when the lovers, the lover card can be about doubt, but the lover card can also be about lovers. So when you see the high priestess in that position, and you see the lovers in the middle position, she's basically showing you that there's not really like love, but she's telling you why. Like there could possibly even be love at work, but again, because you're so spiritual or whatever, you got your own world view. You're not following my intuition, and therefore the idea of you being in love, like the lover's card, ain't gonna happen. So you're more or less bound. But in being bound, it really ain't. It's not gonna blossom into love. It's not gonna blossom into those flowers of love. So in other words, you're just bound there. Like and that's really what it is. Like you just working with somebody or whatever, but it ain't like y'all gonna sneak out and go nowhere together or meet somewhere together. So y'all are bound to non you're bound to non romantic energies toward each other. So it's kind of funny. You would think when you saw like the high priestess or the high priest, that would be a good thing, but the implication is it's not. All right, now a lot of this other stuff I can get out of here. Just give me a moment. All right, I got it. I'm glad I checked because I did have the 29th, but I didn't have it in the title. I had it, but it is. Something just told me to check it. I did it. There it is. So this is Michelle Knight for the day the 29th. She said that the professional gods are purposely applying the brakes on the job front. A powerful alignment of playful and adventurous forces is already taking advantage of this. As one of those forces on the playful front is lucky Jupiter, and the planet calling for a go slow on the job front is Saturn, hard taskmaster of the cosmos. There's a remarkable display of cosmic harmony. Saturn gives you permission to ease back, while Jupiter gives you permission to come out and play. That is interesting. And she's the only one that said that, which is interesting. Week Tuesday, moon. What is this moon sign? Alright, you can get up there. Weekly, weekend. We can get out of the weekend. Oh yeah, but that's a good idea. But let me make the weekend up now. Good week. We can get out of this one too. Alright. Give me one moment and we're out of here. Yo. Alright. Well, that's it for this reading. I'm out.